Welcome back to the channel, it's LtBuzzLitebeer, and today I wanted to drop a 2-for-1, both Starfield and Fallout, because we've got news on both, including Starfield's first community patch going live and future studio updates. We've also got news on both Fallout 76 and of course Starfield from an ex-Bethesda dev with a ton of interesting points made on both. At this point, I'm about 200 hours into my Starfield playthrough and still enjoying it. Recently diving heavy into modding my PC game, and hopefully you can see the changes in the background footage, especially that HD texture pack, which I highly recommend. Thanks again for all your continued support for my Starfield uploads. In case you haven't done so already, make sure to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, shares are of course greatly appreciated. Chapters are available for a smooth and easy viewing experience. And here we go. Let's kick this one off with the stealth community patch that dropped earlier yesterday for Starfield, and if you aren't a part of the Starfield Modding Discord, you probably didn't know about this one. Currently only available for PC players, this rather small patch is designed to fix many of the clerical issues contained within the game, such as misspellings, quite a few changes aimed at starship weapon systems, and several needed fixes to companion behaviors. Several major changes included within this patch were aimed at EM weapon systems and how massively overpowered they can become at higher skill ranks, as it was found that each tier of rank ups would add a 2x multiplier to damage. Now, with the fixes, EM weapons will function as the text shows, adding a 0.1 damage multiplier for each skill rank. Other important fixes included companions no longer getting mad at you for boarding an enemy ship and attacking the crew, all except for Sarah because she dislikes everything. Neon security saying you have a bounty even though you've never been arrested. And finally, the issue with male characters turning their heads 90 degrees to the left while sprinting or jumping head tracking issue is also fixed in this patch, of which I had already gone in and downloaded a mod to fix that very issue. Now for the present, this first community patch is only available for download, like I said, on Steam and Windows PC versions of the game, and hopefully the team at Bethesda can get these fixes installed into all versions of the game as quickly as possible. I will of course leave a link to this community patch, which is found over on NexusMods in the video description, and a huge thanks to all the community members who contributed their time and efforts to making these changes possible. Sticking with the topic of Starfield updates, and the back end of Steam is now riddled with change list after change list, and we've been averaging a studio update from Bethesda every 12 days or so, and we are in fact due for the next one very soon. October the 20th was the last time the QA staging tags were seen, usually leading to an incoming update, and the hopes are that this next update can deliver some of the more pressing needs for this game, such as performance updates, more quest blocker and bug fixes, and something major like DLSS. I've actually gone in and added in time saver mods like undelayed menus, ship skip, instant station docking, and faster airlock and hatch animations, and in general, anything to speed up transition times when entering and exiting areas, and it's really helped out the game flow. In other news, we've seen, and I reported on this in my last Starfield update video, some high-profile departures from Bethesda, including Pete Hines, Will Shen, and Kurt Kuhlman, and we've now got several IGN articles and a MinnMax YouTube interview with Bruce Nesmith to add to this list, who left Bethesda back in 2021. So his departure is not that recent, but with this interview, Nesmith dropped a ton of information about many of Bethesda's past releases, including Starfield and Fallout 76, even briefly touching on Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. Now, IGN posted 2 articles late yesterday outlining his comments on both titles, and I will of course include a link to the entire MinnMax interview in the video description, which totals a little over an hour and a half. There's so much to latch onto during this interview, but one item I've discussed in previous Starfield uploads is the size and scope of the game, and the alternative design idea of producing a more compact and immersive universe with less systems overall, but more intensive activities, a point that Nesmith actively pitched to Todd Howard during the concept phase of Starfield's development. His original vision for Starfield was to make use of only around 24 systems instead of the 120 that made it into the game. Now, once the design and mechanics of a single system were finished, planets that could be walked on, you had various objects like life forms and rocks that could be interacted with, ice worlds, crater worlds, our own solar system, and all the variety that would go into just that, he stated that 90% of the work was done for the rest of the game. Nesmith stated that it was Todd Howard who pulled the number of 100 star systems out of thin air. But the more the team worked on it, the team said, okay, core activity takes place in these 24 in the settled systems region, and the rest of it is open space. Now, one revealing portion of this interview is when Nesmith, while in the context of speaking towards the scope of Starfield, the quest design, the addition of the custom ship builder, he mentioned exploration.
And once they're doing all that quest work and all the huge variety of plants and animals, you got to make hard choices. And I think some of the exploration stuff just didn't come through as well as it could have because they decided to make other choices.
And of course, the questions immediately begin to swirl around. What was cut in terms of exploration? What was it originally conceptualized as? What features were left on the cutting room floor? As this facet of the game has proven polarizing to the player base, and a far departure from previous Bethesda titles. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think exploration was originally going to be and how it would have played out. Now, on to Fallout news, and of course with Bomb's drop day now a few days past, the Fallout series has a new date to watch as revealed in this trailer, April the 12th, 2024, so put that one down on your calendars, but I think overall most Fallout fans were expecting a lot more from Monday's reveal. Possibly the date for the Fallout 4 next-gen update, something more in terms of Fallout news, but it was not to be. Now, in terms of Fallout 76, a game that forever changed my mind on pre-orders, Nesmith had some interesting things to say about the game's development and that disastrous launch. Quote, "To a certain extent, our own hubris caught up with us. We had had so many, not just successes, but literal games of the year, industry-wide accepted game of the years, not just in our own heads or in these two little magazines over there, but everybody is saying this is the game of the year. We started to talk ourselves into the fact of we were infallible. There was nothing we couldn't do, and clearly that's wrong." Nesmith went on to say that the idea was that it was of course going to be Fallout. All we have to do is add in multiplayer. But that was nowhere close to the actual effort needed. As Nesmith stated, turns out multiplayer was adding so much more. Clearly, as evidenced by 76 launch, the team was not prepared for this release. The game was blasted for its multitude of core design and performance issues, and still to this day, 76 is the only Fallout game I haven't completed. I've been told it's much better now. Bethesda has steadily improved on the game since launch, and maybe that's one I will swing around to once I finish up Cyberpunk 2077. Especially since Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, has already confirmed that Elder Scrolls 6 is somewhere in the 2028 range at the earliest, and Todd Howard has previously stated that Fallout 5 won't happen until after that, so potentially into the 2030s before the next installment of Fallout makes its appearance. I will, of course, continue to log hours into Starfield, all the while keeping my eye on those much-anticipated updates. And let me know if you want to see some Starfield mod videos or even Fallout here on the channel. Remember to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, shares are greatly appreciated. All my socials can be found in the comment section below. Shout out to the now over 176,000 of you that have stuck with me, and a special thanks goes out to my Patreon supporters and to those of you sending over those much appreciated YouTube super chats. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.